and welcome to episode 59 of the Arctic Knitting Podcast. My name is Emilie and I'm coming to you from the northern part of Norway, and you can find me everywhere online as Arctic Knitting, and you can find my website at arcticyarns.com where you can buy my hand-dyed yarns. It's been a while. I've been to 2 festivals since the last time I talked with you. I've been to BERGEN STRIKKEFESTIVAL, which I've already made a vlog about, which you can find by up here somewhere, and it's also going to link down below. And I have been to MIDTNORSK STRIKKEFESTIVAL, which I haven't made a vlog for yet, but there will be a little bit of a vlog. The vlogs aren't really that big, they aren't that long, just because I've been selling my yarns there, so I haven't been much around. I've mostly been in the marketplace, but I put together some footage and music, and you get what you get. I hope you enjoy it. I also have been making a little bit since last time. I haven't had a ton of crafting time because I have had festival preparation, 2 festivals, and we drove. It's a 25-hour drive from here to Bergen, and then we stayed south in Norway, just driving around visiting friends for a week before we drove halfway back and went to MIDTNORSK, which is in the middle part of Norway. That means I have been spending quite a bit of time on the road after I came back home, which was a week ago, I think, a little bit over a week ago. I have been spending time with my family, and I have been back to work in the local yarn store in which I work. But I will show you what I have. I have 1 finished object, or 2 finished objects, or 8 finished objects, depending on how you see it. And I will show you 2 works in progress. These are knitting wise. I will also show you, I might get around to show you some spinning and weaving. If not, that will be on the next episode. And I will show you this, which is my haul from the 2 festival. It isn't really that much, it looks more than this. Yes, everything is there. I thought I had forgotten about the bag. Anyways, there is a group for this podcast, both on Ravelry, but there's also a group on Facebook, and we have the Stranded Knit Along going on, where all things Stranded knitted are welcome to come to join. If you have knitted anything with Stranded color work, or you are knitting anything, put them in the finished object places on Facebook or Ravelry, going to be linked down below, and you will be eligible for prizes. I'm guessing there will be some silver mitten pick kits, maybe some kits of my hand-dyed yarn, I'm not sure. Let me know what you want as a prize for the Sandnes Knit Along, which by the way is running until the end of the year. So I'm just going to move into finished objects. I showed you last time, I showed you a pair of potholders, which are these 2. I haven't sewn in the ends, and I'm not going to because these are felted, so I'm just going to snip them off. So I felted this in the washing machine, and I knitted another pair which haven't been felted. That's my next project, is to throw them in the washing machine, and you can see difference in size. This is knit on Fritidsgarn on 6mm needles, and I casted on 75 stitches around here. Did a central double decrease, so it's basically just a miter square, and I used 1 skein of yarn for each of the potholders, so that's 100 grams in total for 2, because each skein is 50 grams. So these ones are finished. This one needs felting, and the beauty is that you don't have to sew in ends, and if you know me, you know that I don't really like sewing in ends. And the only thing I sew in is this. I made a crochet chain, which I'm just going to sew in here to hang them. And these ones are for my kitchen. And I haven't decided with the blue ones. I'm going to put them in the gift basket for now, but they're either going away as a Christmas gift or they will be going to the cabin. And I might be knitting more of these. I have a yarn coming in that I'm going to dye, which is in the right weight, which is also feltable, so I might make some of hand-dyed yarns. Maybe. We'll see how things goes. I have lots of plans and very little time and so much to do, and there's big stuff going on in my personal life right now, so yeah, I want to make more. I'm not sure. I'm making tons of plans which I know I'll never get through, but that's okay. I enjoy being inspired. The other thing I showed you last time was a seating pad, and this is the one finished. This is also Fritidsgarn, but this is knitted, it's crocheted. I used a 6mm hook on this, and I basically crocheted a giant granny square. These are going to the cabin. These are beautiful for sitting on outside in the snow. And we sit out a lot when we're at the cabin, and it's just nice to have something to sit on so that your bum doesn't get cold. So I made a green one. That one is already felted. And I've also made a yellow one, which isn't felted. And I'm just going to show you here as well, the difference in size. With these, I crocheted until I had used up, as long as I got at 400 grams. 200 grams, 4 skeins. This is what I have left of the yellow one. I don't know. They doesn't come in hanks, they come in yarn in skeins like this. But when there is very little left, they just tangle up and make a mess. So I make little hanks of them, and I have lots of hanks of unused, of leftovers of Fritidsgarn, so I'm probably going to put them together in a project. But I made the green one. I felt them. Okay, I'm going to show you what I made first, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how I do the felting. So I made the green one, which is finished. It's completely finished, and then I made a couple more that needs felting. I made this yellow one, and I made a purple one. These are beautiful projects for like crocheting in the dark in the car, or whenever you just have a little bit of time, you can make, yeah, because you're just going around on your own. It's like the crochet, it's just stockinette of crochet. I have an orange. All of these colors are kind of like muted, dusty color. I've made a pink one. And I've made this sort of sea green, greenish blue, bluish green thing. And this one isn't made from Fritidsgarn, that's made of Vams from Rauma, which is, they can be used in each other's patterns. But Fritidsgarn is like, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, 60 meters, I think it is, whilst Vams is 80. So it might turn out a little bit bigger, but that's okay. So, I have no less than 6 seating pads ready. And these are going to be staying in the hallway, or in the hallway of our cabin, so you can just grab one whenever you go outside. And we only are 3 people in my family, but I made 6 because every now and then we get visitors, and my dad comes up there a lot, and my brothers, and it's just nice to have enough for everyone, so everyone can have one to sit on at the bonfire, or around the bonfire, or yeah, we don't sit anywhere else, we sit around the bonfire, or sometimes you just sit out on the staircase. On the stairs to the cabin, like in summer, we just sit out there in the evening. But you know, summer evenings in the Arctics, you need something warm. You can't, yeah. Summer evenings in the Arctics isn't really summer evenings. They are, of course, but yeah, whatever. So I made those. What I do when I felt, you can see the difference before and after felting. And what I do when I felt like these two, I felted together in one machine. I felt in my washing machine. I put it on a shorter circle program, not wool program, just a normal program on 40 degrees. Many people like felting on 60 degrees. In my machine, this is differs very much from machine to machine. I like doing it on 40, and if I'm going to make any recommendation, I would say start at 40, because you can always do it again if it isn't felted enough. But if it's over felted, then you are kind of screwed. So I put them in on the shorter circle, I think it's like an hour, on 40 degrees, and I only use a little bit of normal washing powder that you use for washing clothes. Not detergent, but yeah, wash powder. I don't know the word, but you know what I mean. Some people say that you should use soap, like regular grønnsåpe. I'm putting the word on here because it's gone. Some people say that you should use grønnsåpe. I'm putting the English word on here. It's basically a soap for washing floors. And that is right when you felt by hand, because it helps with the friction. But you don't really need soap. What makes something felt is heat, or it's not really heat either, it's different temperatures. If you go from hot to cold, it could also felt, so it's not the heat that makes it, it's the temperature differs. And aggregation, I think that's what they call it, aggregation. If not, I'm going to put it down below. So those are the two things that you need to felt something. So you could just throw this in the washing machine to felt without any soap as well, but I like using just a little bit of normal clothes wash. And you should never ever put grønnsåpe, again, soap, floor soap, whatever, in the washing machine, because the washing machine is made for that and it will ruin your washing machine. And some people will tell you, well, I've been doing that for 40 years. Well, some people have been driving without their seatbelts for 40 years. It's not a good idea, even if some people do it. And of course your machine could survive, but it could also totally break it down, and it could also ruin something. I just heard this from a plumber. I have no idea. I don't know what the technicalities is, but why take the chance? You don't need that soap, so why put it in the washing machine which isn't made for that? That's today's rant. Don't push floor soap in your, don't put floor soap in your washing machine. It doesn't like it. So that's what I meant when I said 2 or 8 finished objects, because they are finished. I'm throwing them in the washing machine today. And I was also going to say that when I put these 2 in the washing machine, I put them together with a small towel, because the more you have in the washing machine, the more it will felt, because of the heavier the load, the more aggregation you get. So when I put these 2 in, I put a small towel in with them, but when I'm putting all of the other ones in at once, I'm not going to put anything with them, because that's enough. And that's also a trick if you don't get felting at 40 degrees. Throw it in one more time, put in an old towel or a pair of jeans. Jeans are perfect for felting with, because it's such a sturdy fabric. So yeah, there's that. I'm going to show you just 2 works in progress this time, because if I was going to show you everything I have right now, that would be 14 projects, so I'm just going to show you 2. And the first one I'm going to show you is one that I haven't gotten very far on. And this is the kind of project that I work on when I'm at home by myself, or just watching a podcast or something, because yeah, it's just turned into a cozy project. And this one is living in, I took it out, but I'm going to show you this. This is a project bag. I use it all the time. It's always on, I don't really talk much about project bags, and I don't really have many, but I use this all the time. It's made by Jilly, my really good friend Jilly of FJORD, who I absolutely love. She's amazing. She has an Etsy store where she sells these bags, and she also have hand-dyed yarns, which I'm going to show you later, because her yarns are amazing. But this one has a drawstring, and it has quite a bit of room in it. So it's a drawstring bag, and it has this, it's just so well made. And she's promised me that she will teach me how to make them one time when we see each other again, because she lives in Bergen. So you can just hang it like there, have the yarn come up through here, and you can walk around knitting, which I absolutely do. I'm not sure how I got this. I don't think I bought it. I think she gifted it for me, just to like disclaim that. I would have bought it anyway. I think I looked at it last year at BERGEN Knitting Festival, and then she sent it to me as a gift. Or I looked at, I don't think she had this there, but she had project bags like this, and I wanted to buy one, but I didn't. And then she gifted me this later because she saw the fabric, and I'm not really a floral person, but this floral print is absolutely amazing, and the colors, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And she said that she thought I would like that, so she really knows me. In that project bag, which has been driving with me across Norway, I have 2 bolts of yarn. These are my own hand-dyed. This one is the Vilje base, which is 100% Norwegian lamb's wool. It's a fingering to sport weight yarn, and this is lightly dyed in a colorway that I call snowman. It is white, but not quite white. I like to call it a color white. It's not really, don't have the yellowish shine that undyed yarn have. It goes more toward grey, but I think it even looks whiter than the undyed. The other one is on Hillesvåg Sølje, which is 100% Norwegian pelt wool. Both these yarns are spun by Hillesvåg. This is hand dyed by me, and it's the viola color. I have combined these two colors in a pair of mittens, which are these. This is the Scandinavia mittens by my really good friend Lily of the Nordic Stitches podcast, who I talk with every morning, and you will know that if you watch her vlogs. And this is the back of it. It's just a really simple 1x1 stitch on the back. It looks more uneven on screen than it looks in real life. But I'm just about to start. If you have seen this pattern, you will know that it has like a star in the palm right here, right up here, and I'm just about to start that. I think I haven't done any changes to this, but I think I might, if I did any changes to this, which I can't really remember, it would have been the rib, because I think it might be just one big line of the contrast color here, but as I have said before, I think it should be two, because that's just what my mind's telling me it needs to be, because that's what my grandma used to do when she knitted mittens. So this pattern is absolutely gorgeous, and it's lovely to work from. And you can see she has you can't really see it, but you have the X's and O's. This is half an X and this is the other half, which is inspired by the Setesdal, which is one of the, I won't say one of the oldest because I don't know that, but it's a really old Norwegian pattern, which is kind of similar to Marius. Marius is actually based upon Setesdal. And it's one of Lily's favorite patterns, and I can totally understand why. This doesn't look like the X's and O's in the... This doesn't look like the X's and O's in the Setesdal, but it is inspired by that. And on the side you have this half Selbu star, which are absolutely lovely. I love this Selbu star. So these are going to be for me, because I want them myself. And I absolutely love working on them. I'm working on 2.5mm needles. This is just, we call them lilla pinne. This is just purple needle. It is a needle from the Store Alpaca. It's a very cheap needle that every yarn store have, and when I was starting this, I was at the cabin and I called my mom and said, you're coming up here today, can you go by the yarn store and buy 2.5mm needles for me? And she came with this, and they are not bad. They are totally okay to work with. And I have another project on the same kind of needles, because they are just easy to, especially with like, I don't like the normal Sandnes Fritidsgarn metal needles. And with 2 and 2.5mm needles, I prefer not to work with wood because I break them. So with those kind of small needles, I prefer to have the carbons or the zinc needles, but we don't have that in my local yarn store. So when I have all those needles are busy working on something else, I'll just buy these purple needles, because they are better than the 20cm long Sandnes. At least in my opinion, because these are shorter. The last work in progress I'm going to show you, you might have seen on Instagram. This is a project made from, I'm just going to show you the yarn first. Rauma Plum. It's a typical mohair yarn, which is really popular. Norway is all about the mohair right now. And as you know, I work in a local yarn store, which means I get to see everything that not every Norwegian, but I get to see everything that's popular with the Norwegian crowd. And I get really inspired by those. So I have cast it on, can you guess it? Can you guess it? The sorbet cardigan. So this is a really basic, pattern is really basic. It's the top down raglan cardigan. It comes in 2 different lengths, which is either fitted or, it's called fitted. Either waist length or down to the hip, and I'm knitting the long version. I have just knitted 3 stripes, and there's going to be 2. The last 2 stripes that are going on here are, let's see if I can find that color. Where is the blue? There it is. The last two color that is going on here is going to be these two. But I'm not sure, or these two, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the light blue. I think I'm going to change the lighter blue to something more like the other colors, because yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch this into something orange or purple or something that is not, goes more in the same kind of colors as this. Yeah, I really enjoy working on this, but it's a little bit harder to work on in the car and stuff like that, just because it's held two together. You have to held two strands of yarn together and the balls just keep on flying everywhere. So this is going to be, after I finished my sitting pads, this is going to be the on-the-go project that I put in my plystre backpack, which I love, and bring with me to work and to knitting retreats and cafes and everything like that, because it's just easy to work. It's just back and forth, no thinking, no increasing, decreases, and no patterns. So this is probably something that is going to be finished quite soon, and I can't wait to wear this. I think this will feel like wearing a clothes. It's just so darn, oh, it's just gorgeous, so soft. That's it. That was all I was going to show you for my works in progress today. I'm not sure which needles I'm working that on. I think 4mm needles. I just used the one that said it said in the pattern, because it's an oversized, and if anything I knit tight. But I figured that it was quite close to my normal gauge, because I know my gauge quite a bit, so I figured it was quite close, and if not, I would be a little bit tighter, and because it's an oversized, yeah. I'm thinking that now I'm just going to move into the acquisitions that I have from the 2 festivals I've been to. It isn't really that much, and I'm not going to go through it in any particular order. I'm just going to start on the top and work my way down, because that's the easiest. So the first thing that I'm going to show you are these two. These two are from Anna's Angora. And it's 50% Angora with 50% Gråtrønder, which is the same kind of sheep that Patricia of KNITOGRAPHY has. And I have 2 skeins of this yarn. And it's really soft and nice, and it only says it's 50 grams, so I have 100 grams in total, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I might try to dye it and try to count the threads to figure out about how much it is, but I'm thinking this is a sport DK, sport weight maybe, heavy sport weight. Is there anything between sport and DK? If that is that, I'm not sure. But it's not really DK, but it's thicker than fingering, so I'm thinking that 100 grams won't be enough for a shawl, but maybe if I combine it with something else. So this one, as I said, is bought from Anna's Angora, and I'm going to link her shop in the down bar on YouTube. I also bought this yarn, which is Vilja. It's the same base that I dye on from Hillesvåg. And I bought 2 skeins of this gorgeous yarn by KATESINDESIGN. That is Kate Fredriksen. She's a Norwegian indie dyer and designer. She's been designing for a long time, and I won't say recently because it's been a while since she started dyeing yarn, but she's been dyeing yarn last year or a couple of years, or I don't really know. But this was just so gorgeous that it had to come home with me. And with this, I'm definitely thinking shawl. I'm thinking shawl with a contrast border edging. Or just a giant shawl, because there are 700 meters there. So yeah, we'll just have to see. I just really love this. It has some mostly greens and blues, but it also have a little bit of reds or pinkish reds in there. You can see here as well, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So those 2 came home with me. They looked like they needed a place to live, so I offered, because yeah, that's just what I do. I don't want the yarn to be left alone and sad, so I have them. The next one that I'm going to show you is really special. You can see this is my color. This is by my amazing friend Jilly from FJORD Fibres. Jilly was kind enough that when we were going down to Bergen, if you have seen the vlog, you will see the huge car that we had. I had brought a friend with me. So when we was about halfway, as I said, it was a 25-hour drive, I started calling hotels in Bergen and asking them if they had accommodation for us, and they didn't, because they didn't have anywhere for us to leave our car, because that car is 3 meters high and 7 meters long, so it doesn't fit in a parking space. So I texted Jilly and asked her if she knew about anything, maybe a little bit outside of town, or if she... I was thinking that maybe she knew some kid, not kid, like 18, 20 years old, who wanted to make a little bit of money, who could be a driver and just park by the festival and find someone to drive us back to the hotel. And Jilly called me back the next morning and said that we were welcome to come stay with her. So we did, and I didn't want to leave. We had such a good time. The only trouble with staying with Jilly's is that we didn't sleep much, because every night we started going to bed at like 12 o'clock, and we ended up going to bed at like 5 o'clock or something, because we just had so much to talk about. And this is a skein of yarn that when Jilly started unpacking, she told me to choose a skein, and I'm going to send her a skein as well, but she didn't want to take a skein from me because I had a festival yet left, so I could rather sell that and then dye her another one when I came back home. And this is Cinnamon Crumble. It's on a Trollfjord sock. And if you have been watching Lily, you know that Lily has been gushing, that's Lily of the Nordic Stitches podcast, she has been gushing about this yarn forever. Because it's amazing sock yarn, and I'm going to make this into socks because my feet are always cold. And this is 80% wool, 20% polyester, not superwash, and it has, I don't remember the percentage, but there is a percentage of Norwegian wool in here, but it's not all Norwegian wool. This is her shop, and I really urge you to go check it out, because Jilly is just amazing and her yarns are absolutely lovely. And I don't know of anyone else who are dyeing sock yarns like this, which are non-superwash rustic wools. So these are going to be socks, and these are going to be for me, and I have like 7 more of her skeins in my stash, so now I'm thinking that I have enough that I can use it. Because the skeins I have has just been like those, you know, you just treasure it, you don't want to use it because it's so perfect, and I'm just going to sit here cuddle the yarn just a little bit more. Just a little bit. It's absolutely lovely, and it's not really, it's rustic, you can feel that it's rustic, but it's really soft for being rustic yarn, and it's soft for being sock yarn as well. At least the kind of sock yarns that we are used to in Norway. Like the merino sock is way softer than this, but this isn't supposed to be merino. Yeah, I'm just going to put this down. I think that might be my next custom. I also bought, this one I bought in Trondheim. This is from ULLTØSENE, which basically means wool slots, which is such an amazing name. And the name of this color is Attiatkomme or Attiatkomme. I have no idea because it's under a dialect and I don't understand anything, but I think it means when you are getting old and don't remember anything. But this is a superwash merino nylon 8515. They have a podcast which is called ULLTØSENE. It's in Norwegian. So if you are Norwegian or understand Norwegian, you can check that out. This is just a lot of colors. And this one was just calling my name the whole weekend, and then when it was still there on Sunday, I was like, okay, I'll take it. Yeah, I wasn't hard to ask. The next thing is a really special one as well. I finally have the sock blockers. If you haven't seen this before, I don't know where you've been. These are from Patricia of KNITOGRAPHY. These are handmade by her and laser cut, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. I have the mitten blockers, I've had them for a long time, but I've been wanting these sock blockers. They are so pretty, they even smell good. Who knew that sock blockers could smell good? And when I went up to her and said, I want a couple of these, She measured my foot to make sure that I get the right size, which is absolutely lovely. I realized that I probably needed a smaller size, but it's absolutely lovely service of her to do that. And she is so helpful, and she's just like Jilly. She's such a nice person. She's the kind of person that I just wish that we had more time together, because I really want to sit down and talk with her, because she has just so much. She's just such an inspiring person. And she has the Knitography podcast, or it's more vlog style, and she has just gotten her sheep to her farm, and you need to check that out if you haven't, and it's also going to be linked down below. I bought 2 books, not less than 2 books, and I have bought, this isn't Stitch dictionaries for once. I bought HOLUM, which is a book by Tina Höglund, also known as STRIKKEZILLA. I'm just going to see if I find some pictures to show you. Yeah, here's a good overview of everything. So these are everything that's in the book. You can see there. This is Ullungen, means like wool-kid, and ull sounds like gull in Norwegian, and gull is gold, so we often say gullungen, which is gold-kid, and gold-kid and wool-kid rhymes in Norwegian. So it has a lot of mittens and accessories, and it's just absolutely, it's a gorgeous book, and I want to make about everything in here for Ludvig. The other one I bought, I actually borrowed at the library a while back. I haven't knit anything from it, but I borrowed it, and I was sitting like this at home, just flipping through it, and I told Sondre, my boyfriend, that this is the best book I've ever bought, and I was like, I didn't buy it, I just borrowed it. But it has this like bodysuit for kids, which are amazing for kindergarten. I'll see if there is no, in this one it isn't, the one in the back. It has a few hats. I have a special, it has these. I know many people have been making these. These are also available on Ravelry. Lots of patterns are on Ravelry. I think some of them are even in English, but don't quote me on that. That's the mini Selbu, and the one that I'm going to show you is this one. It's just so amazing. I love this little pants. I so need to make that for Ludvig before he's too big. Because this goes up to, this one actually goes up to 7 years, but I'm thinking by the time he's 5, he might not want to wear that, so I'm thinking that that's one of the things that I'm going to make him this fall. And I'm thinking of making it in my own hand-dyed Tinde or Sol, which are, I'm thinking of using this color in Sol and another one in Tinde, which is the DK equivalent of these yarns, which, yeah, gorgeous yarns that I love using, and I think Ludvig deserves to have something of that yarn. The next thing that I'm going to show you is spinning related. I bought this from HOLUM GÅRD, and I bought this one, which is, I have no idea what to call this. It's just wool. It's wool from a gammel norsk spælsau. Kardebånd, Norwegian word, I don't know the English word. It's 100 and something grams, and I can't wait to try to spin this up. I also can't wait to buy myself a wheel, because obviously I will have to buy myself a wheel, and you will see that when you see what I have here. Because when I came to MIDTNORSK, I met up with Tante Ull. She wasn't doing the festival, like she wasn't selling there, but she was doing a course, so she brought some wool, and I had messaged her in advance saying that I really want some wool. So I bought this one, which is polewort. It's 100 grams. She has a web store. She doesn't do this full time, but every now and then she has stuff up in there, and this one was absolutely gorgeous. This was the first one I settled on. Then I decided that I needed this one as well. These are all 100 grams braid. This is also polewort, and it looks gorgeous. Then I bought this one, and I'm thinking this one doesn't take much color management because it's just going to spin up as this, so I think this is going to be the first one on the wheel that I have intention on buying. And then I just picked up this one as well. This is sockwool. It's poleward and nylon, and this one is poleward, 100% poleward, and this one is poleward and nylon. So this is going to be sock yarn. So this is quite a bit for someone who has spun like 20 grams in her life. So I'm guessing that means that there will have to be I'm guessing that means that there will have to be a wheel coming my way. Hopefully quite soon. But I'm saving towards it. That's my next big buy, is going to be a wheel. And I haven't decided if I'm hoping to buy it before Christmas or if I'm going to wait until after Christmas. And I'm not even sure that I can afford it before Christmas, but maybe. And if not, I could always wish for money for that for Christmas. I'm not sure. But if you want to help me, you could just watch my commercials. And yeah, I'm not going to show you this. This is a prize for the podcast that I was gifted by the lovely Patricia. I'm going to show you that next episode when I talk more about the strand and knit along. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Or should I talk a little bit about the festivals? Yeah, no, I put up a little bit of vlog. The BERGEN Knitting Festival was lovely, just as lovely as last year. Thank you to everyone who came to say hello to me, who watched the podcast. Also a big huge thank you to everyone who bought my yarn. You guys are amazing. I can't believe how much money people spent with my yarn. And yeah, MIDTNORSK Strikkefestival was also amazing. There was a little bit of a different crowd there, but I had good sales. I'm really pleased with the sales. But the thing there was that like the marketplace and the rest of the festival wasn't in the same building, which basically means that because we were 2 people, so at BERGEN I was able to take a break from the festival or from the marketplace to go do something else, to go look at the other vendors. That I got to do that in MIDTNORSK as well, but go to look at the other vendors, go to see what they were doing. I want to see a live recording of the podcast by Jørgen and Barbara, which I don't remember the name of the podcast, but links down below. I saw the live, they recorded the podcast live, which was absolutely, it was so much fun to watch. And I got to see the concert, and I got to go to the cafeteria and just hang around, talk with people a little bit, because I had a really good friend helping me. She's amazing. At MIDTNORSK we didn't have that opportunity because it was a 15-minute drive to the rest of the festival activities, so that meant that I wasn't able to just hop on a course or something like that, which was a shame because there were some courses there I would really like to attend. But I'm guessing maybe another time. And I had really much fun in the marketplace. There was amazing people vending there, and there was also amazing people shopping there. And I got to talk with quite a bit of spinners, so I have more thoughts about which wheel I want. But I want to go to Oslo to try it. The trouble is just that Oslo is a 2-hour flight from me. So it's not just going to, I can't just sit in the car and take a day trip to Oslo, and it costs quite a bit to fly domestically in Norway. But I want to go to Oslo to SPINNVILT, which is the main supplier of spinning wheels in Norway. Or main, not supplier. Yeah, they are the ones selling spinning wheels in Norway, and I want to go there to try the wheel before I decide. But that's just going to double the price of the wheel, so I'm not sure. But I got to talk with quite a bit of spinners at MIDTNORSK, and I got more idea of what I'm looking for. I got some good tips on wheels to check out, which was in my price range, and I had such a good time. I get to know a lot of people. I hang out with many of the other vendors, and yeah, it was just amazing. I just wish Jilly would have been there. Also about Edinburgh, I'm thinking I'm going to go. I'm not completely sure, and I have been getting questions already. I am not sure if I'm going to go to Edinburgh next year because, as I said, I have some big stuff coming up in my personal life, which I won't tell you about now, but I will tell you about it when the timing is right. So you will know what this is sometime in the future, hopefully before New Year's, but I don't really know. It's just, things are just starting to, yeah. And no, I'm not pregnant. Just putting, I'm not pregnant. That's not a big thing. But I really want to go to Edinburgh. I just have to check out some finances and figure out if I can afford it, and also if I have the time to go, depending on what happens in my personal life. So I'm just going to leave it at that. This was a little bit of a shorter episode, and I will hopefully see you again in a week. I'm really trying to get back into the weekly podcasting. But we'll just have to see how it goes. Maybe I'll see you again next week, maybe not. There will be coming vlogs for me in the meantime. There will be BERGEN STRIKKEFESTIVAL vlog is up, link here or in the down bar. There's coming a vlog from MIDTNORSK STRIKKEFESTIVAL, and there will also be coming a vlog called something like Driving Through Norway, which is basically just going to be set up the camera quite a bit in the car, just filming the roads. And also filming a little bit like of the nature that we drive through, because we drive from the north to the south, and we had both summer, winter, fall and spring. Not spring, but we had like every time of the year. And I know many people like to see those driving videos. I had them in vlogs every now and then before, so I'm going to put up a separate video with just that, because there is a couple of minutes of that. So at least there is something coming from me, and I will see you again whenever I see you again. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week and that you get lots of crafting done. Bye!